Hey everyone, it's Livy Logsden. Today I'm going to be reading chapter 8 to you. Yesterday I read chapter 7, and this I'm so excited to read this chapter to you guys. This chapter takes a lot of inspiration from the original Winx Club. It takes inspiration from the episode in season 3, From the Ashes. It's even called From the Ashes. And that episode is basically all about Bloom seeking out this mage called Maya, and Maya teaches her to embrace her inner dragon. Now, one difference with mine is that instead of Maya teaching her, I'm actually going to have Daphne, Bloom's sister, teach her. I think that makes more sense because Daphne originally had the dragon flame, and she has more experience. She can easily teach Bloom. Whereas Maya, she knows of the dragon flame, but she's never really held it in her hands or trained with it before. So she knows of it, but she doesn't really know a lot about it. But don't worry, Maya is in this episode either way. But let's awesome. I got a new phone case. Cool, huh? Anyway, let's get straight into this. Suddenly, Bloom wakes up in a cold sweat. She's greeted by her friends, boyfriend, Headmaster Silva, and Olivia in the nurse's office. Everyone is very happy to see that Bloom has finally woken up. What happened? Bloom asked, confused, as her head was pounding. You lost control. You harmed Headmistress Dallin. She has 3rd-degree burns, but she will live. She'll heal fast because she's a fairy. Now, I have made an agreement with King Reyes that should keep Bloom out of confinement. Silva opens a case that holds power locks that will keep Bloom from using her powers. Aren't those torture devices a little extreme? The crystal is why she lost control. If she discharges her magic back into it, then she's not at risk anymore, explained Aisha. I'm afraid those were the terms. It's okay. I did it. I'm not going to fight it, assured Bloom, as Silva let the power locks wrap around Bloom's arms. So, what happens now? Asked Stella. We wait until Mr. Dallin wakes up. So you expect us to just sit around and go to class like everything's normal? Questioned Misa. No, because everything is not normal. Queen Felicity is making an address, announced Silva as he pulled out a projector and turned it on. It showed the Queen's body as she spoke. Everyone around the fairy world watched the projection, including Valtor and his followers. Citizens of the fairy world, I have tragic news. Farah Darling, Headmistress Althea, has been injured in combat. This is a dire situation, not only for the students of Althea, but for the entire world. And mark my words, we will not respond with fear, but rather justice. There is a guilty party, and they will be the ones who will be brought to justice. Blood witches. Their hatred of our kind is well known, but a heinous act such as this is unprecedented, carried out by their leader, Valtor. Every blood witch following him is considered an enemy of the crown. We will use the full weight of our military against them. And make no mistake, this is an act of war, announced Queen Felicity. The projection disappears as everyone worries about what will happen next. After a while, Saul had ordered the specialists to stock up the depot. Brandon starts questioning why they are doing this by asking Saul, I just don't understand why we're not fighting. Because you're still students, Brandon. No, we're specialists. This is what we've been training for. No, you've been trained so that you can fight when you graduate. I'll tell you, what if you want to be a soldier? Why don't you impress the Solarians with a well-stocked depot? Or Saul, waste of talent, replied Brandon, upset. Ribbon walked towards Brandon while holding a crate. He grabs Brandon and guides him to walk away. Ribbon makes this comment. Basically, we're stupid grunts, and we have to enjoy being stupid grunts. As they walk away. Language and attitude, both of you. I'm not going to tell you again, yelled Saul after them. Misa walks up towards Saul. How's Bloom doing? Yeah, she's good. She's in bed. Still waiting for Headmistress Dallin to wake up. Lots of great action going on. Looks like you could use some help, offered Musa. Well, I appreciate the offer, but as you can see, we got enough specialists. If only they work more and complain less. And you don't need any more specialists? Asked Musa as Riven and Brandon walked towards them to hear the conversation. Saul just looked at Musa, confused about her questions. I don't have any magic, but I really like to stay at Althea. I just thought if I became a specialist... Now's not the best time, Musa. Why not? We're just supplying Solaria, right? I'm only half kidding. I can easily start her up on the training regimen in our downtime. What downtime? Besides, fairies can't be specialists. Even if they don't have magic, the rules still apply. A fairy that is enrolled in Althea can't be in Red Fountain as well, explained Riven. Since when do you follow the rules? Questioned Brandon. Since right now, lied Riven, as he grabbed another crate and walked away. He's right. Sorry, Musa. That's all, as he encouraged Musa to leave, even though she wanted to push for a better answer. But she left anyway. Brandon resumed grabbing crates with the other specialists. Meanwhile, Bloom is resting alone in her room. She decides to tidy up the place a bit and put some important journals and other things in a bag together. While she's doing that, Sky knocks on the door. Bloom walks over, but doesn't answer it. Bloom. Solo said you were laying low. I thought maybe we could lay down together, suggested Sky. I know you're probably worried about what Farrah's going to say when she wakes up. Bloom. Sky waved for the door to open, but Bloom doesn't. Talk to me. Sky gives up and leaves. In the nurse's office, Saul and Olivia wait patiently for Farrah to wake up. So, what happens to Bloom when Farrah wakes up? Whatever Farrah wants to happen will happen. I don't know what decision my mother will make. I do know that when Farrah discovered Bloom, she thought it was all connected. That Bloom was part of something bigger. She knew that everything was going to change, explained Saul. The students have no idea what's coming. The Althea they know is very different from the one I attended. They have so much life to experience. Even if this world were safe, what they're going through can feel impossible. But this world isn't safe. And I don't know how much longer we'll be able to protect them from it. I know you feel it. The shift. They've had order for so long, they don't know what chaos feels like. They might soon, replied Saul. Then let's prepare them for what's coming, said Farrah as she finally woke up. Meanwhile, in the Winx suite, Bloom takes her bag and leaves the school. She decides it would be better if she spent the night somewhere else far away to keep everyone safe. She finds an old cottage in the woods and spends the night there. She opens her bag and pulls out a journal and a picture of her family on Earth. Past memories of the first time she lost control flash through her mind when she discovered her firepower. While she flips through the pages of the journal, Bloom hears floorboards creak. Someone else is in the cottage. Bloom worries about who it could be. As the mysterious person comes closer, Bloom tries to prepare. Suddenly, Sky walks in the room and scares Bloom half to death. Sorry, greeted Sky as Bloom took a breath of relief. Didn't realize Flora's snoring was that bad. Oh, twist, it's me. Thought she could use a good night's sleep. Is it dangerous for you to be out here alone, Bloom? With no magic? Questioned Sky. I just didn't want to risk if something happened when I was asleep, explained Bloom. Bloom, said Sky as he walked closer to her. Please, Sky, I'm not scared of you, okay? You should be. My emotions are what triggered this, Sky, warned Bloom as her voice began to break. And the way I feel about you, I mean, what if we get in a fight? And what if I lose control? We really need to keep our distance. Look, Bloom, I'm your boyfriend. If we can't even be in the same room together, how are we going to... I need to get some rest. Tonight. Pointed out Bloom, cutting off Sky. Then we'll discuss this in the morning. We can fix this, assured Sky, as he left the room and went to keep watch. The next day, Sky was unable to discuss anything with Bloom because she had snuck out of the back way at first light. before Sky came to check on her. Meanwhile, Red Fountain, Riven is training while Musa walks up to talk to him. Riven hits a punching bag as Musa asks, "What's the real reason why you don't want me to be a specialist?" Riven didn't answer, he just continued punching. "I may not have my powers, but if you've been an empath for as long as I have, you begin to pick up on facial expressions more easily. I know when you're lying, or when you're trying to keep something." Musa got in front of the punching bag and grabbed his hands to stop. "It's okay to admit that you care, Riven." Musa, "I can't be the person you want me to be. I ruin things. But I will do everything in my power to protect you, because I can't lose another person I care about. I already lost my parents. I can't lose you too," admitted Riven. "Then train me, because I'm not stopping. I told Saul that I'm no longer enrolled at Althea, which means I can be a specialist. I also told him that I want you to be my trainer. I want no one else but you." "Why me?" "Because you're not perfect. I don't want perfect. I want someone who knows what it's like to keep it all pent up. You make jokes and try to spiral through the pain. Meanwhile, the anger is building up inside of you, but somehow you're able to keep it at bay. You're a great warrior, Riven. You know the pains of life, and I know you'll never shelter me from the truth. But I won't do this if you won't train me. So say the word, Riven, and I'll walk away." "Stubborn as always, Musa. I'll train you. But if I do this, you owe me a date," said Riven. "Deal," agreed Musa as she picked up a sword, and Riven did the same as they practiced fighting. In the nurse's office, the Winx minus Musa waited patiently for Farah to say something about what was going to happen. Farah slowly sits up and begins to say something, but is stopped by Stella. "Sorry to stop you, Hamish, but can I just say one thing about this whole situation?" asked Stella. If you believe it's important for you to state, Stella, then go ahead," answered Farah. "Everyone in the school is so black and white. Bloom can be a pain sometimes, but she deserves to know who she is, not the stories the faculty is telling her. Now, we can worry about being right, or we can worry about our friend. Which is it? Because I can tell you where I stand. She deserves to know the truth. All of it this time," said Stella bravely. "Thank you, Stella." I know this is a long paragraph right here. I should have broken it up. But thank you, Stella. And you are right. Bloom people, mainly me, have been keeping answers from you. And I no longer want to be one of those people. So here's the truth. Bloom, the night you were born was the best night ever. Your parents and your sister were so happy to have another addition to the family. But the night was ruined by a man named Valtor. To truly tell you the story, I have to start with his, because your stories are so intertwined. Long ago, the great dragon created the kingdom of Domino with a powerful flame. He gave this flame to the queen of Domino, and the queen passed it on to her daughter Daphne. What the great dragon did not know about his flame was that it had a darkness to it, an untamed nature about it. So one day when the great dragon was flying over a large canyon, a spark of his flame fell into the canyon. 3 ancestral witches found this spark and created 3 children from it. Those children's names were Valtor, Andreas, and Queen Crystallis. I don't know much about Andreas. I do know Queen Crystal was the queen of the Kingdom Diamond. She died protecting her kingdom and her daughter Isabel. Valtor's story I know by heart because Griffin told me when she betrayed him. Griffin and Valtor were partners in a conquest of conquering the kingdoms of the fairy world. Your parents formed a group called the Company of Light to fight against Valtor and Griffin. These 2 people were more than partners though. They loved each other so much. So you can imagine how he felt when Griffin betrayed him by telling your parents when they were going to attack Domino. The Battle of Domino was brutal. Griffin helped the Company of Light take down Valtor and the Ancestral Witches. They were indeed successful in a way. Valtor was sealed away in the Omega Realm, with your parents, who were the only ones that were strong enough to keep him locked away for 17 years. When those 17 years were up, the ancestral witches who had been locked away in the realm of darkness had gained enough power, enough strength, to open a portal for someone to walk through and free him. That someone is Isabel. Sebastian is Valtor. Wow, that's a lot to take in. How do you know all this? Because I was part of the Company of Light, along with Ben and Saladin, answered Fair. Bloom, I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you sooner, but now you know the truth. There's one more thing. Your sister is not dead. I mean, in a sense, she is. After she transferred the dragon flame into you and put you on Earth, the ancestral witches came for her and cast a spell that put her in a spirit form. That's why she can only communicate to you in visions. But there is a way to meet her in person. You need to go to the Kingdom of Pyros. There is a good witch who will help you reach the spirit realm to talk to your sister so she can train you to truly master the dragon flame. And you need to go alone. I have arranged for a car to take you. I left out a word. To take you to Maya. She knows you're coming. The only thing that matters now is you being ready. I am, replied Bloom. And so Farah removed the power locks from Bloom. Then Bloom said goodbye to her friends and headed to Pyros. Meanwhile, Brandon and Irvin have geared up for battle and are loading supplies into a van. He didn't give you any details? Asked Brandon. Nope, just texted to gear up, answered Irvin. Silva comes into the room and addresses everyone. Alright, we need to move quickly. The Solarians found Valtor's hideout a few hours from here. I don't trust the army to make a covert move, but I do, however, trust us. We're attacking? Asked Brandon. Yes. You just saying you want combat? Well, congratulations, you got it. Our job is to take them out. End this war before it begins, okay? Move. Brandon and Riven continue loading supplies as Sky walks into the room. Silva walks towards him and grabs his attention. Scott. Hey, sorry, I got your text. Give me 1 second, I'll be ready. Oh, are you sure you want to come? Yeah, 100%. Besides, I've been sitting around waiting to hear about any updates from Bloom. This is much better use of my time. Sky. What is it? It's not anything bad. Farah sent Bloom to Pyros. What? Why would Farah send her to that place? Because she's a good witch. Because there's a good witch there who can help her contact her sister so she can learn to control her firepower. She should be fine. Musa has texted her to meet us at the warehouse in the woods when she's done. Now, I would like it if you stayed here with Timmy and Helia. I need you to protect the fairies Protect the fairies I'm leaving behind. Why? And what fairies are you taking? Olivia, Stella, Aisha, Tekna, and some others. But I need you here, Sky, because I already have your twin, who knows everything as well as you do. Now stay here, that's an order, said Silva as he walked away. Sky walked over to his brother to say goodbye. Hey, good luck out there. You too. Don't do anything stupid till I get back, said Brandon. How can I? You taking all the stupid with you, joked Sky, as he pulled his brother in for a hug. He looked at Riven, who was standing behind Riven, and said, protect each other out there. Will do, assured Riven, as he noticed Musa standing off in a corner. He walks towards her. You sure I can't convince you to let me come with you? I'm sure. You'll be safer here. Besides, I've only trained you for like an hour. That wouldn't help us that much. You're probably right. Still sucks that I'm missing out, pointed out Musa. Ribbon kisses her goodbye and says, "Be safe." "I will," assured Ribbon as he walked away. Hold on, I'm gonna reread that. "You're probably right. Still sucks that I'm missing you out." Ribbon kisses her goodbye. "Be safe." "I will," assured Ribbon as he walked away. In the Kingdom of Pyros, Bloom has finally arrived at the meeting spot. There, she waits patiently for Maya. Bloom looks around the area. In a shadowy corner, a woman beckons her to come near. Bloom does so. "I am Maya, the maid you seek. I am here to help you, but we must move quickly and quietly from the area before anyone spots us, for we are not safe in this kingdom." "Why not?" asked Bloom as she followed after Maya. "This kingdom seeks to not get involved in the war. That is why they did not send anyone to the meeting last year. They are a peaceful nation and believe war is a terrible solution to any and all disagreements. That is why we mustn't let them find you here, or me helping you. Got it?" "Yes, ma'am," replied Bloom firmly. Maya guides Bloom to a cave far away from the kingdom. There, Maya makes a fire and prepares to give Bloom access to see her sister, who's trapped in the spirit realm. "I need your blood," requested Musa as she took out a dagger. Bloom gave her hand over to cut. Maya swiftly sliced it and squeezed it in a circle on the ground. She then let go and enchanted some incantation that Bloom could not understand. Ancient words from a language Bloom had no knowledge of. Only witches knew it. A portal appeared. "This is your way in. You have until the end of the day to return. Once that time is up, if you're not back, you will be lost to the spirit realm." "That doesn't seem like enough time to learn control," worried Bloom. "It isn't, but it will be enough time. It will never be enough time, but at least this way you can finally meet your sister. And she will help you. She will be able to teach you some things, for she will bring words of encouragement that will help you in dark times," explained Maya. Bloom looked towards the portal and decided to take the offer. She walked through, and on the other side, Sorry, I lost my place for a moment. On the other side, she saw a yellow figure coming towards her. "Daphne," she called out. The figure came closer. She was beautiful, dressed in a yellow dress that glowed as she moved, blonde hair and with orange streaks and brown eyes. "Bloom?" questioned the figure. "That's me." I'm gonna change this because that's me. "Are you Daphne, my sister?" asked Bloom. "I am," she confirmed as she ran to Bloom and hugged her tightly. "Oh, how I've longed for this day when I would be reunited with my sister. And now that you are here, we must begin your training to become the true owner of the Dragonflame." "We don't have long," informed Bloom. "I know, but it should be enough time. It should be enough to teach you control. Are you ready?" "Yes, I am." "Then let us begin," announced Daphne as she proceeded to train Bloom. Meanwhile, outside of the Blood Witch's hideout, the specialists are getting ready to attack. Silva starts going over the plan. 3 entry points, 3 teams. Take out as many as you can before they know we're here, explained Saul as he pulled a case of vials that contained liquid. Flora and Ben only had enough time to make protection for this team, so their curses won't work on us. But make no mistake, once we kick this hornet's nest, the war begins. So if there's anyone who wants out, there's no shame in that. Each specialist were given a vial. Irvin was the first to drink, showing he was willing to take the risk. He was followed by Brandon, then the rest of the specialists followed after. "Let's do this," said Irvin finally. Back in the spirit realm, Daphne had been training Bloom for hours on end, and she was not improving well. It was like she had lost some confidence in herself. Daphne tried her best to encourage her to step up her game and not hold back, but nothing changed. Bloom, you're holding back, interjected Daphne as Bloom had just tried to blast a large rock off the top of him. You need to let go. Daphne tried to use her empath abilities to see what was holding her back. Bloom, what are you so afraid of? Nothing, lied Bloom as she ignited her fire and blasted the rocks, but little damage was caused to the structure. That's a lie. I know you're afraid of something. You hurt Fair. I know that. Are you afraid that if you lose control again, Bloom, you'll hurt your friends? Or worse, kill someone? You're not a killer, Bloom. You're a good person. Am I? I could have killed Fair last night. During our standoff, there was a moment where I could have let go. And I didn't. Something inside me just took over and I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to punish her for lying to me. And in that moment, I wanted to hurt her. The Dragon Flame just gave me that ability to make that happen. So you see, this thing inside me, maybe I'm not meant to control it. Maybe it's meant to control me. Bloom, close your eyes. I want you to imagine what your life would be like if you had the guidance of a mother. When I used magic for the first time, I went home in tears. Mom got me a balloon. But after your first time, you slept in a warehouse. You couldn't tell anyone what happened to you because you had no idea what happened. Us fairies, we take that for granted, that we grow up knowing what we are, that our fairy mothers will guide us. You have felt different your entire life. You had no one to teach you and support you. Images flashed through Bloom's mind of what her life would be like if she had a mother who was a fairy. She would have been taught how to do certain things with her fire power. Her mother would have never been burned when Bloom accidentally set fire to the house over 2 years ago. A tear came out of Bloom's eye as she thought about all these things, all these of what would have been. So I'm an outsider with control issues, questioned Bloom, her eyes still closed. No, you're not. That's the whole point. Given everything that's happened to you, Bloom, you should be a mess. But you're not. You came to Althea with an open heart and an open mind. You got the much needed guidance. In spite of everything you've been through, you've excelled with your magic and with your friends. Bloom, you lost control yesterday. We've all been through that. We've all hurt someone with our magic. Someone we never meant to hurt in the first place. Your friend Musa did that last year. What's done is done, Bloom. You can't change the past. Bloom opens her eyes and interrupts Daphne's monologue, saying, but it's not done, because I still have this thing inside of me. The more I learn about it, the more it scares me. I'm sure it does. And I'm sorry I put this burden on you. But given the situation, I had no choice. But Bloom, you have to use it. One way or another, you can't give up. You have to fight. But how do I do that? How do I do that without losing control? I just want someone to tell me what to do. I can't do that, Bloom. Nobody can. That's the hardest lesson of all. All I can tell you is that I believe in you, sister. And you must know that anything with the power to destroy can also protect. You, Bloom, had the power to save the world, pointed out Daphne as Bloom just looked away, not wanting to hear that phrase. You've heard that before from many people. Fairy even proclaimed at the banquet last year. It put a lot of weight on my shoulders. Then let me amend it. Don't think about saving the world. Think about saving your world, the people you love, the people you care about. If you use your power for that, you can never go wrong. You can do this, Bloom. Try blasting the rocks again, but this time close your eyes and imagine your friends, the people you care about. Bloom followed Daphne's directions, and this time She succeeded. She was in control of the fire. Not the other way around. The rocks fell from the hill, not harming a single soul. Beautifully done, Bloom. You ready? Are you sure? You have to be, because it's time for you to return home, answered Daphne. Maybe then just a hug before I go, said Bloom as she wrapped her arms around her sister, saying goodbye. After that, Bloom leaves the spirit realm and returns to the Kingdom Pyros. There, she gets a ride to the warehouse in the woods, where she is greeted by Stella, Aisha, and Tekna, and a few others. Meanwhile, after having waited for night to fall, the specialists make their move. As they creep alongside a wall, Brandon whispers to Ribbon, "Looks like you were right. Here we are 12 hours later, about to go to war." "Don't do anything stupid in there, okay? I don't want to have to be the one who's going to have to carry you out," replied Ribbon. "Don't even know if you could carry me. Your lower body needs a lot of work," replied Brandon. Two people form a step for each of the team members to jump over the wall. Once over, they divide into 3 teams and head to the 3 entry points, where they kick open the doors. They go inside the hideout quietly. Each 3 teams walk up the stairs that meet in the lobby. In the lobby, the specialists are greeted by an empty room. They realize the hideout is empty. No blood witches anywhere. "They knew we were coming," pointed out Saul, worried. Meanwhile, back at Althea, Farah earlier had left her office to check on Ben and the other teachers, leaving it open for anyone to come in the secret entranceway. Beatrix had made a deal with Valtor. She would get the blood witches and the scrapers into Althea, provided that she gets Darcy and her magic back. Beatrix waited patiently for Valtor. Suddenly, she hears a banging behind the secret entranceway. She opens the door. "Took you long enough," greeted Beatrix to Valtor. "It's the entourage, like herding cats," explained Valtor as he walked in. "Could you cut the lights? All of them, please." "Of course," said Beatrix as she used her lightning abilities to do so. Once the lights are out, the scrapers begin to make their way through the secret entrance into the school. And that is the end of chapter 8. I'm going to read chapter 9 and 10 together like I always do. But it might be a while before you get them. This is when this episode will be put out. I think more than likely I'm not going to film it until, I want to say, Tuesday, but I don't know for sure. I want to wait until I get back before filming 9 and 10, so it might be a while. But anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. Bye!